speaking of the golden penises, our guest here, I think, has won more golden penises
Penises.
than else.
It's
I've got
Hey, look.
a lot of penises in my room.
Uh-huh. Yeah, in fact, the last one, I think, was the Nobbit, wasn't it?
yeah.
Which, yep.
Yeah, he's gotten one for the Nobbit. He got one for the fairy piece. What else did he get a penis for?
The egg, I think.
The
Yeah,
egg. He got a penis for the egg too. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm
it's
all
just,
penis out.
you're all penis. You got so many,
Everything he releases gets a penis, it
you
seems like.
got so many
Yeah,
penises, you don't know what to do with them all now, right?
yeah. I got so many penises. I'm gonna change my name to Anima Dick.
Oh,
Remember when I used to call you Enema? Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
That was a pain in the ass.
So, yeah, AnimaTechnica.
AnimaTechnica.
Talk a little bit about the Nobbit, since it was the last movie you made.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it took 17 months to do it, to finish it finally. Um, and by the numbers, it's 90 minutes long if you put it end to end, which is I'm in the process of doing that. So it's gonna be a complete 90-minute movie. There's about 27 speaking roles, and I think, as you know, most of the TMU community has at least one line or two that they contributed, and both Chris and Witch featured in the last episode.
That's true.
And I got the big role playing the boar.
And yep, Chris was a dragon slayer.
He was.
Yeah, you want to tell him how I slayed the dragon? Or do you want
Yeah,
to let him watch
He shot.
well, it has to do with my gaming name. How about that?
it?
I just wanted to say that I thought that was a very creative use of that prop, Anima.
Oh, yeah. I mean, iClone came with this physics prop that I figured out, okay, I'm never gonna use that for anything other than this.
Oh, so you immediately right away thought
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean that the association was there immediately. Oh, wait, that would make a good thing, you know?
Well,
Yeah, because of the way it flopped around and stuff.
Yeah, it's got that bounce to it.
Gotcha.
well, I'll tell you, some people ask me how I created the blob, and the blob is the jellyfish prop that came with Icon.
Oh, that was a gel. Wow.
That's what
I
the.
wow, that's pretty good.
So
That is
I,
cool.
what I did is took off the, tentacles. Go ahead, Witch. I know you're going to say something. To the tentacles off the jellyfish, and
You neutered it.
yeah, I neutered it. And I retextured it, and I made it have a glow to it, and the physics on it moves anyway. So I made it where it looked like the blob, and created it that way. And
Yeah,
it was,
that's what I guess is one thing fun with iClone is you see people's creations and you go, how the hell did they do that? You know, and there's so many different tricks and tips and tricks that people do that unless you see it, you don't realize. You know, like you said, like the blob, I never would have figured it out.
well,
You
yeah,
got to be creative.
nobody could figure it out. They didn't know how I did it. Well, I get people all the time. It's like my shark movie. Everybody's going, "Where'd you get the shark prop? Can I have the shark prop?" It wasn't a prop. It was a screensaver on my computer. Like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it was a screensaver. It was a shark screensaver. And just like we're talking about, sometimes you got to be creative in order to create something that's not out there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's a sign of a good artist, actually, though, is if you can go and you can find things in unexpected places and utilize them for your art, you know?
well, what I found funny is, I created the first shark movie at TMO I guess it was 3 or 4 years ago. And then what I did was uh, I used overlays to pull the shark off. And what I had to do was take pictures of sharks, great whites that were in the water, photos, and put it all together and create it like King Kong, stop motion, more or less, and make it where it moved, And what ended up happening was I had to do, I think it was 2,500 overlays to make the shark look real enough to use. And,
Wow.
in fact,
That's a lot of work.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a lot. And the thing is, I got dubbed at TMO for King of the Overlays because I used a lot of overlays in my movies because I couldn't get props for what I wanted, you know. So I had to basically figure out a way of creating it. Um, One thing Eastman always jokes with me about was they had a sci-fi series, his Conquest series, and Killian started doing his series, but way later at TMU. But Uber had his Enigma series, and nobody could pull off lasers, where lasers were shooting out of a spaceship. What I did is I created a laser and overlays and used it in my series called Galaxy at War. And when Eastman and Uber saw that, they were like, God damn it, how did he do that? So they got a hold of me and said, hey, how did you make those lasers? They thought it was really cool. And I told them, and then other software came out like FX Pro Home software, where you can actually have lasers now in your film and all that. But back then, they didn't have any of that software out yet. So I had to basically create the lasers.
That's thinking out of the box.
Well, and
Wait,
that's what I was saying earlier, Pookie brought it out of the frame. If you think out of the box, there's nothing that you can't create.
exactly.
You just figure out a way of doing it, and
Where there's a will, there's a way.
There you go.
and you did it in the Nobbit with the dragon scene. I was like, how the hell did he do that? And then I started looking at it and goes, they look like eyeballs.
They're walnuts.
Yeah, all nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
There you go. We should have had you sing that.
right at the end, that would have been great. Christmas gift too.
Yeah, the actual another piece of trivia there. There's like 25 songs in the Nobbit altogether.
And
So
what blew me away, Killian could sing. Okay.
Killian is awesome.
Are you going to do a CD that people can get?
Yes, I will actually put him out in a website where you could download the whole soundtrack. So keep an eye out for that. I'll have it on my blog.
That would be awesome. I mean, it blew me. I hate Killian. Well, let me tell you, there ain't nothing this son of a bitch can't do. Okay,
Because he has strong will.
he can act. He can sing now. Come on, give me a break.
And he can write.
And he can write
I
exactly.
bet he's a good dancer too.
You might be. No, but Killian, my hat's off to you, man. You blew me away when you were singing. But
And the good thing about that is when I was doing part 3, I was kind of stuck on what musical numbers to do. And Killian said, "Hey, I have an idea," and then he sent me the theme from Lake Town, the Love Boat, basically. And I go, "Wow, that's pure genius."
that was perfect too. It worked. I loved it. Here we are listening to a Love Boat on a Nobbit movie.
I thought that was awesome, actually. I really liked that addition because I immediately recognized, like, if you'd ever watched The Love Boat, you're like, oh, it's Love Boat.
But Killian, he just blows me away, and I've worked with him before. And if you're listening, Killian, we still need to finish War of the Worlds. I'm waiting for the script, and it better not be 46 pages long either. No, but we've worked together, and he's very talented, in everything he does, and he's funny as hell too. So I was glad to see him being a part of the Nobbit, definitely.
Yeah. And actually, Killian was in my very first ever movie that I did since becoming a member at TMU. I remember when I joined back in, I think it was 2008. I posted a casting call for the expedition, and I didn't get much response because I was a new member. Except for Killian came in and said, "Hey, let me try it," and that was his performance just blew me away.
Right. Well, I always knew he could write, because I've read his scripts. I've done some of his scripts. But I never thought he could act, too. So when he started acting, I was like, damn, man, he's a good actor as well. I see him sing, I'm going, God, I hate this song. No, but I say that in all love, and he knows that. We're good friends, and we used to joke a lot. But he's been a very busy man lately, so I haven't been able to talk to him.
Yeah, he has to let me know actually when he comes into SL because then I'll give him his penises. And none of this secretive, coming up to me, you owe me penises talk either. Just you got to tell me who the hell you are.
Like, you owe me penises. I want them now.
That's right. Give me the penis you owe me. Yeah.
No, but so there's three movies altogether. Am I right?
So yeah, three movies altogether, about 30 minutes each one, and as I said, they'll be compiled into one long 90-minute version. Uh, so look out for that, and it will. I have a website for it called thenabit.com,
Woo!
and so I plan on keeping that website alive until Peter Jackson's movie comes out, and hopefully I'll try to ride on his coattails.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, that would be good.
No, that's a really good idea actually.
And then you can spoof them again.
Yeah. Oh, and Pookie was talking earlier about reading comments on blogs. So I actually posted one episode of that a bit on machinima.com, and you should have seen some of the comments that I got back. Really very vitriolic, and some of them are pretty funny. I mean, the funniest one I got was, "This is fake and gay." I was like, "Wow, that's very that's very eloquent." I go, "It was a nice comment."
That's funny. This is fake and gay.
Yeah, well,
See, yeah, but see, that's just, yeah. Because, like, those wouldn't help you if you were, starting out. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Gabe, you know that it's crap because
Yeah.
but I mean, like, somebody who wasn't confident in what they were doing, that would seriously, like, deflate them,
It would. Yep. It definitely would. If that was my first time, I would definitely be thinking twice about making another movie.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, but after a while, you just let it roll off and say, who cares? I had fun making it.
That's right. You just think duck, and then it becomes like I will torment them with my movies.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'll come out with a sequel.
I'll make it even gayer. Yeah, that would just be and faker.
I'll name a character after you, Mr. Fake and Gay commenter.
That's right.
well, when Matt sent me the Batman, script, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh man, are you kidding me?" And he goes, "What do you think?" I said, "I think it's hilarious. I don't know if we can pull it off, though."
Max, awesome.
And he goes, "Well, what do you think? Who do you want as the character? The actors?" I said, "Well, I got to get James Eastman definitely for the Joker, but I don't know if he'll do it because of the subject matter, that's in it." And he was like, "Well, ask him and see what he says." I said, "Okay." So I went to James and I said, "James, I really love you to play the Joker. So, can you play the Joker for me?" And he was like, "Well, let me look at the script." I said, "I heard you play the Joker." He did it as a joke. He sent me an audio one time, him playing the Joker like Mark Hamilton does in the cartoon, the Batman cartoon. And I got a real kick out of it. I laughed my ass off when I heard it, and I was telling Mac about it. And Mac said, "Well, you think he'll do it?" I said, "Well, let me see. Well, I'll get him to read the script and we'll see how it goes." He read the script and he got back to us and he says, "Are you guys high?
Actually,
What is wrong with you?" I mean, he actually asked me that.
Batman and Robin is one of those films that had me rolling on the floor, especially that battle scene. That was the
Right.
funniest thing I've ever seen.
Well, when I asked Jorge to do the DJ, I didn't tell him to play him as gay.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I asked him. I got a DJ, that he's supposed to be really, animated, you know, and he sent me
Animated.
he he sent me three different lines. All right, three different takes, and one was of the gay, DJ, and the other one was this like nerdy guy, and another one was like kind of normal, you know. Well, I heard the gay one, and it just broke me up laughing. Just the way he played it, the way he sounded, and I just I wanted to use that one. And what was funny is creating it, creating the character, and then making him move to what he was saying was cracking me up so bad I had to stop a few times to get it done because I kept laughing as I created it because I wanted his hand gestures to be right and I wanted him to move a certain way, and be very animated. And I told Jorge when I was done, you played that role way too well, buddy. Like, he goes, thanks. I really appreciate that, Chris. What are you trying to say? But yeah, I had a blast making it. And in fact, I got another script. I'm going to say it out on the Weekly Look today for another episode of Batman that Mac has written. And
Woo!
it has to do with Catwoman and the Penguin this time instead of the Joker and the Riddler. So whenever I get the time, I'm going to end up putting that together too. And Phelan's going to play the Catwoman. Phelan from SL's.
Oh, very cool.
And she's already done her VOs, so I already have it. So now I'm forced to actually make it because somebody did work on it already. So I'm going to have to do it now. So yeah, I'm trying to get with Mac though before I start on it because I want to go over a few things with him before I start on it. But
What were you asking me about the other day? You said you were doing another movie.
yeah, I haven't released the trailer yet, but I'm going to create a movie called The Invasion, and it's going to have to do with aliens come to Earth, they want our resources because their planet's dying. An old sci-fi story that been done before, but it's going to be a different take on it. It's going to be the perspectives of these four Marines that are out to get civilians out of harm's way that are in the middle of the battle and they're stuck there. And basically they're sent in to get these civilians out of harm's way and they're outnumbered, outgunned, and outmatched. And it's basically going to revolve around that story, them trying to save. And I want you to play a woman. That's what I was bringing up to you.
Ah, okay.
And that's one of the civilians that are in this situation. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the story I'm starting to write now, and the trailer should be out soon. I'm working on the trailer as well right now. So, but it's I think it's going to be really interesting because it's a different point of view. You always see, the Marines going in there killing the aliens, and they save the day in the end, or the military. But this is going to be more like based around, these civilians that they have to save.
What's the woman like? Is she evil, or is she?
No, she's
S-
gonna.
So she's not bitchy like your ex-wife.
I like the blob.
Well, I'm just wondering,
No,
what kind of character she is.
no, she's more going to be about, you know, she's going to be tough because she's a survivor.
Okay.
But there's going to be some moments. It's going to really going to be good for your acting, put it that way, because she's going to also be emotional as well. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
the world's coming to an end. I mean, we're being invaded, by these aliens that are technology-wise, they're better than us. They have more technology than we do, and they're outgunned. I mean, like I said, the Marines are outgunned and outmatched. But if I know some friends of mine are Marines, and I know they're thinking in some ways, they don't let anything stop them. Okay, and they don't leave anybody behind. That's their motto.
Mm-hmm.
And when they put their mind to do something, whatever it takes to do it, they'll do it.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
And that's the motivation. And I think it's going to be. I'm debating on whether they're making a full length movie or doing it in three parts. Because the story's going to be pretty big. It's going to be made in iClone 3 as well as 4. So it's going to be made in both engines.
Cool.
Very cool.
And then, like I said, I want to work on heavy metal, but I'm still waiting on that because I'm trying to get enough Linden together to make it so. and I want it done a certain way, and I want it to look a certain way. So, and then whatever it's going to cost, I want to have.
Uh, I'll bet it'll be fun doing the custom designs on that.
Yeah, well, that's a thing. I got to look into costume designs and which is going to play the main part in that. She's going to be the guardian that was in heavy metal, and I want her to look claddy, and clad, and wield a knife. I mean, a big sword.
I has swords.
Yeah, I know you do. So yeah, so that's another project I want to work on as well. But enough about me, Gabe. What's your next project?
So actually, there's a couple of things I'm working on. One is Jesus Christ Superstar, which I did the trailer for way back in March, and I had to kind of put it aside since I had to work on the Nabbit and work kind of got in the way, so everything got delayed. But now I'm back on it, and it just so happened that iClone 5 came, so which kind of brings with it a bunch of other cool, different visual capabilities and features. So I'm redoing some of the footage I already have done for it, and also I'm using motion capture for some of the singing scenes to kind of get that animation a little bit smoother than what iClone typically delivers.
Right.
And then there's another project I'm working with Ben Tuttle. Actually, it's a concept that I came up with a couple of months ago, and I pitched it to Ben to help co-write it, since I really do like and admire the way he writes scripts. So I've pitched it to him, and it's gonna be more contemporary, more modern. It's gonna be a very edgy, gritty type of movie, and I'm gonna do it in cell shading. So looking forward to playing with that.
Working with that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be different. I mean, I've messed around a little bit with cell shading, but I haven't got into it really well. In other words, I got to play around with it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely it gives you a different atmosphere.
It does. It definitely does. And I'm trying to get the trying to capture the comic book, one of those very colorful comic book type look with it. So a lot of experimenting trying to get that look.
Yeah, I was going to say about the invasion. I am going to have a casting call put up on TMU thread, and also a casting call in SL. So if anybody wants to be in it in Second Life, just IM me and let me know, and I'll definitely be taking casting call and looking into characters. I have this guy. In fact, he's at the sandbox the other night. Which
Oh.
Plump.
Oh, okay.
Characters in it. One of the Marines.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's cool. He's a good guy.
I haven't talked to him yet, but yeah, I want him to play one of the roles already.
Have you talked to him on voice?
Yeah, I heard him that day.
Yeah.
Sandbox. He's got a very deep voice.
Yeah.
And
he's like actually he's an ex-singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he sang in a band.
Well, we have something in common then. I'm an ex too. I'm retired. Yeah. Well,
come and take a look. Open up my chocolate box. I bet you like a tea. I don't know, but you can brush. I think he